Oh yeah. Couple of rules clarifications. Now you've seen me murder the rules. This is straight from the horse's mouth. Conditions such as spooked or crippled don't stack or escalate. Okay, so I was stacking them. Don't need to do that. You shouldn't do that. You could house rule it if you want to do that, but I don't think it's necessary. Duck and cover can only occur in your own activation, not as a reaction. I wasn't sure about that when I was playing, but I didn't really use it anyway. Okay, I think that was all the rules things. I obviously didn't play really a full game. I didn't use the mods, not the mod cards, the mad cards. They're awesome. I've looked through them now. They're really good. I shall be using them from now on. Another thing is what is it? The terrain. There's so many special things you can do with the terrain. For example, volatile terrain. If a figure within 1 inch, 1 inch of a terrain is attacked and the attack fails, then that terrain basically explodes. Boom! That's fucking mental. Extremely volatile terrain. Again, same kind of thing, but it's a bigger boom basically. Imagine like an unexploded tactical nuke, and then you're standing next to it and someone tries to shoot you and it hits the nuke. Ooh, yeah. Of course, there's toxic waste, poisonous waste, sludge and all that kind of stuff. Vending machines I mentioned before. Ammo dump, you can get like grenades and stuff like that from an ammo dump. There's a nice picture. Look at that. Trade stall, yeah? Pick up mad cards from a trade stall, or stims or grenades or some other thing. Quick sludge, movement is halved. If you roll a d10 or roll an 8 or more, the unit becomes stuck. I haven't seen that before in a game. Very good. Movable objects, sorry my cat, come on. Water, that's awesome. 50% obscured if you're in water, and you become spooked if you on a roll of 8 or more, d10. Wild beasts, that's another thing I haven't really seen before. I think wild beasts, they're on the board. You can use any figures. I like that as well. It just says you can use whatever figures you got. Although they do have a couple of examples that I really would like to get some of these. Those are like messed up cows. Anyway, wild beasts. They can be controlled by either player, and they can run around and attack things, and it's crazy. Another thing I didn't use, which is kind of like an advanced play option, is mods. It's kind of like, in like other games, there's like darkness rules and stuff like that, night fighting rules and stuff like that. This is that kind of thing, but it's so much more than that. For example, Animal Madness. Each player receives 5 extra activations after every turn to be used specifically for controlling any wild beasts. Like I just said, wild beasts. Crazy. Loads of stuff. No, there's obviously the darkness rules. All kinds of things. Another thing I didn't mention before, which is another thing which makes this game not necessarily unique but very cool, is you can point buy. There's a point buy system. You got a model or a bunch of models that you don't use but you want to use. You just point buy the stats and the weapons and the armor that's suitable for that model, and you can just use models that has been sitting on your shelf gathering dust. Excellent, love it. Another thing which I will be using from the summer, because these models are currently in England and I need to go and pick them up, are, get a load of this, dun dun dun, yeah, it's a giant. There are a whole bunch of these big size models, large size models. Let me give you a perspective shot on that one. I did see it. There was a perspective shot somewhere. Find it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, another picture. There we are. Sorry, get this. There we go. See, just to give you an idea of the size. Bigger than the other models. And there's a whole bunch of those different kinds. I got the Cyclops guy, the giant, and something called a rad dragon, which is very similar, which is why I got it, very similar to Satanus from 2000 AD, Judge Dredd, Cursed? I don't know. Anyway, just that giant rad dragon. That is insane. Looking forward to using those. They've got slightly different rules. Of course, they're very expensive point-wise, but they have something called meat points, which are hit points, which I said weren't really in the game, but they are for these guys. But you can understand why, because they're huge. These can be used as part of your team or as wild beasts, just stomping on everything. And there are, I didn't use these, but there's a whole bunch of scenarios, a whole load of really mental scenarios, very excellent stuff, which I'll be using. And of course, it's very easy to set up, using those scenarios, very easy to set up a campaign, and so on. Yeah, is there anything else I have forgotten? Let me just have a check on my list. Got a list, I actually wrote a list. Oh, yeah, there is also like an add-on, a free add-on PDF on their website called Weirdman, WYRDMAN. Extra units, extra rules, extra weapons and stuff like that. Yeah, even, just as I said before, you can point by things. The cards that you get with the models, those are actually called serving suggestions. So they're not actually, you must use these stats for this model, like other games. These are just suggestions, which like means you can start playing out the box and kind of thing. But you know, you're encouraged to make your own stats and stuff like that using the point buy system. So as you see here, there's all the skills. Sorry, there's all the, well, not all of them, but some of the skills. And then here you got like the points for each one, and that's the same with the weapons and stuff like that. Totally impressed. I just dropped another ton. That's £100 on Wasteman models. Yeah, I broke my New Year's resolution. It's your fault, Jason. You. Right, cheers. I'm out. See ya.